In this video, we'll get down to the roots of the most cost-effective way to start your dropshipping business in 2024, and we'll be covering all of the elements, including finding your winning product, building a highly converting store, and bringing traffic onto your store. Now, these are the three core factors when it comes to building your dropshipping business, and I'm going to go through all of the basic elements of how you can start your business without having to break the bank. Now, I decided to make this video because a few years ago when I started dropshipping, there was information on how to start it on a budget, but it was missing a few of the key elements which I'm going to go through today. Now, I didn't really have a large budget back then, and it really worked against me, whereas now I'm able to scale a store from 0 to 6 figures in just around 30 days. Make sure you watch from start to finish so you don't miss anything that can help you start your dropshipping business in 2024 without breaking the bank. So how can we find products, you ask, with no money? So let's get into that. Now let's start off with Turbo Ad Finder. Now a few years ago, not many people were really talking about this element of software, but this actually helped me find my first real winning product. So how I actually use this software is that the first thing I do is I go to Facebook, I start scrolling, and when I'm starting to be fed adverts regarding products, I click like, shop now, and then add the product to my cart on a separate tab. Now, if I repeat this a few times and keep clicking checkout without actually putting in any payment details, what this does is it tricks the Facebook algorithm into feeding me more of these types of products. Now, this is where Turbo Ad Finder really finds its own. What it's actually going to do is filter out anything except for product ads that you are really looking to see at the moment. So once you install and turn on the extension, once you start scrolling down on Facebook, the only thing on your Facebook feed is going to be products that you can use as inspiration to find winning products. So here's the cool part. For example, I found this Oriental tea jar when I was scrolling down on Turbo Ad Finder, and I was thinking this looks like a really cool product. How can I find something that's very similar? Now, just as an example, I opened up AliExpress, which actually has a feature where you can search through images rather than typing, and I took a picture on my phone of my computer screen and was able to source the product from AliExpress. Now, I was able to get inspiration for a product. Not only that, but I was able to find a supplier within a matter of seconds, which just shows you how powerful this free product research tool really is. But remember, AliExpress isn't always the best way to go when you're actually looking for a supplier, but it's good to test out products in the initial stages or just have a look at what's out there in the market. And once you've tested out products with AliExpress, what you can then do is move on to companies such as CJ Dropshipping or Zendrop, where you can find better shipping times. Now, if you do have a small budget for dropshipping research, then I've included a link down below to Zendrop, which is my favorite supplier. Zendrop is packed with features such as fast shipping. There's over 50,000 products that you can choose from. The products are coming out of USA warehouses, and you can even include custom branding. Now, it is an all-in-one platform to scale and grow your business with fulfillment and shipping miles ahead of the competition. So let's take a step back into the product that we just found on Turbo Ad Finder. We can see that the company running the ad is called Kyoto Home, and currently they're actually selling this Oriental tea jar for around $123. So I did get curious and I used Shop Hunter to actually find out how many sales they're getting, and in the last 30 days they're actually bringing in $88,000 in revenue. But the AliExpress listing that we found was selling the exact same product for $17.99, which means that they're making an insane over $100 in profit per sale. So just to remind you of the power of this free product research tool, Turbo Ad Finder, you can see that in just a few minutes I was able to source inspiration, find a supplier for this product. And not only that, but I actually validated the product when I checked on Shop Hunter to see that they're really making sales. Now, the second element of dropshipping on a budget is building a highly converting store. So now that you found a product that you're happy to start building a business around, what you can do is start building your site. Now, back in the days, 4 years ago, it was costing me around $90 to use Shopify for 3 months. I've included a link down below where you can get Shopify for $1 a month, which means that over 3 months, you're only paying $3. Now, remember, we're trying to be as lean as possible, so we're using free winning product research tools as before, and now we're building a store relatively cheap. So once you've signed into Shopify, you can explore their free themes and pick which one suits your site the most. Now, there are quite a few guides out there on how to pick the best theme or how to build based on that theme, but what I would advise you to do is look at your competition or look at other websites out there and take inspiration from those. And although building a website might seem a bit of a daunting process at first, Shopify's made it really easy for us. All you need to do is start dragging images, adding text, play around, have a little bit of fun with it, because it's really not that hard to learn, and there's plenty of guides out there on how to build. Now, if you need a database of free images that you can just add into your website, there's a website called pexels.com. Because we're trying to stay lean and keep this as cost effective as possible, we can use some of these images in our backgrounds, cover photos, etc. Now, although it can be quite time consuming initially when you're first building a website, remember, take it slow. What that doesn't mean though is spend ages building an About Us page or FAQ page. Remember, 90% of your customers are going to go to your product page, and so so focus around 90% of your efforts on the product page. Now, normally these days, because I'm not on such a tight budget when it comes to building a dropshipping business, I'll go on Fiverr or Upwork and just pay someone $100 or $200 to build a website from scratch. However, in the beginning, what I was doing is using free themes and just playing around with apps like Pagefly, Vitals, adding it to the site and just making it look clean myself. Also, remember that building a website is a skill that you need to learn. It's part of your business acumen. So take your time and really learn the process. Now, the next aspect of starting a dropshipping store without a huge investment is getting customers onto your website. Now, typically marketing can run your bill quite high if you use the traditional dropshipping methods. And my initial successes actually came from Facebook ad campaigns that were costing me around $300 to $400 just to test the product in the first instance. Now, in 2024, Facebook ads are still quite expensive. Not only that, there's a lot more hoops that you need to jump through to get your ads live in the first place. Now, with the rise of TikTok, we can get more eyes to our store, but we need a little bit of creativity. Now, remember, to get steady and consistent sales, what we need to do is get steady and consistent traffic to our store in the first place. So with what we call TikTok organic marketing, what we can do is order samples from Amazon or samples from our supplier and start consistently filming and posting to TikTok to get more eyes on our store. Now, remember, we're trying to stay lean in our business processes, so posting these videos on TikTok and Instagram, it's not going to cost us any money, but it's going to cost us time. We do need to spend time to get better at this skill. And the more you do it, the more experience you get, the better you're going to be at hooking your customers in the first place. Now, remember, this isn't the only option out there when you're trying to market your product. However, it's the best option when you're trying to run a very lean business where you're spending as little as possible. If you are willing to spend a little bit of money, there are other options out there such as Google Ads. And you can really start off with just as little as $5 a day on Google Ads just to test. And if you make some profit off that, you can reinvest it and have a higher budget for your marketing. And alongside TikTok organic, you can actually invest a small amount into TikTok ads with the same principle to try and recoup enough money to increase your marketing budget. Now, remember, just like testing your products, testing your marketing campaigns is actually a testing process as well. And so going for paid advertising, you will need a budget that's higher than what a lot of people will tell you online. And more importantly than spending money on the first two elements of your dropshipping business, remember, marketing is what's going to get eyes to your store. So that's the place where you'd really want to save some budget for if you're going for the paid advertising methods. So we can see that for $1 a month and maybe the cost of a sample of product, we really can start a dropshipping business for relatively little money. In my opinion, however, if you are going to start off with dropshipping and you see it as a long-term and sustainable business, it's worth actually having a little bit of budget for marketing. Because remember, deep down, dropshipping itself is just a fulfillment method. It's the same as any business. Businesses do require some investment. So to actually answer the question of can you start dropshipping with $0, the true answer is yes, you can, but to really make it a long-term and sustainable business, it's worth having some budget for your marketing. However, if it was me, I would want a long-term and sustainable income, and I'd want to create the best chances of actually getting that. So I wouldn't really start off with $0 or just a few dollars. I would actually save up a little bit of budget just in case I do need to go down the paid advertising route. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.